Hello, this is Professor Naragon, and I want to give you a tutorial on how to do bookings. Now, if you are in your Sanjak email, you can click on these little dots up here in the corner, and you'll find bookings. Now, if we click on bookings, it will load up, and I will show you the basic walkthrough of creating a calendar and going through some of the features of bookings. So first we're going to create a calendar by create new calendar. We're going to create from scratch. I'm going to call this tutorial. And you can choose the business type that you like. Since we're in education, I will select education. And then we'll get into how to change these hours a little bit later. Hit next. It's going to ask to invite staff. We will not. And then we're going to change all this in a little bit. So next. So the big thing is, if this is going to be for students, you want to make sure that you click on anyone. Okay. The other two basically will only would not have any appointments or no self-service. Only you can set it up from the bookings app or people in my organization. Anyone allows this to actually have students pick which times and basically make it a little bit easier for your classes. So create calendar. This will set up the calendar. Sometimes it'll be quick, sometimes it'll take a little while. And there we go, already set up. And you probably heard that I got a notification that I have a calendar set up. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, this is the basic page for bookings. If you somehow do have a meeting, it will already say you're busy, and it will say which time the meeting is. Again, this is a shared item, so usually it's going to just say busy for anybody that's looking at the contract, the calendar. If we had multiple people having access to the same calendar, that's fine, because this also plays in hand to when you make your hours. So, there are certain things you can do. Right up here, you can add time off if you want to have time off. And you can basically put whichever staff it is. But we're really going to dive into more of creation. Alright. So first off, we do have a page for customers. I would not put anybody here in customers, especially students, because this does allow some access. But you can add customers, you can add their data. Our customers are our students. So they can be put in if you want to keep track of all the data. Staff as well, unless this is for department or internal, I would not add students in the staff column either, because this one definitely does give them access to range appointments and other items. So those two we're going to pretty much leave alone if this is your personal calendar. So let's start off with services. I'm going to show you how to edit the service and add new services and little details as we go through. So by default, education is office hours. So we want to go ahead and edit this service. Through this, I will tell you, I do not like office hours. I love student success hours. The reason why I go with student success hours, again, personal preference, but I feel like office hours tells the student that that's our office time, that they can't disturb. This allows them to know that these are their particular hours. So, location, if this is going to be face-to-face, you can click here and put in your office number. If it's going to be online, you can put add online meeting. This will automatically send a link for Teams, Microsoft Teams. If you want to use Zoom, I would pretty much tell you to put the Zoom link in your description, so when they sign up, they know the Zoom link. And when you get the email, I will probably tell them to send a little reminder on the email. So, duration, this will tell you how long your meeting is planned to last in the schedule. And you can arrange it for days to hours to minutes, typically 30 minutes. If you feel like you need longer for a certain service, you can set it for a little bit longer by either clicking the arrows or actually adjusting manually by typing. You can add a buffer time. This buffer time is basically going to give you some time before and after meetings if you want for the next schedule. I know some like to have 15 minutes. So we're going to put that in so we can show you how it affects when somebody registers for a day. Price, I typically just put free anyway, but you can have fun with that. Just don't actually have students pay to see you. Alright. And then there is a comment section. So if this is a service and you're in a department, you can actually put notes that only the staff will see here. This is where the students will see. So this note will only be seen by students or anybody that has a link. This note will only be seen by staff. And I typically do still like to toggle this one. It says let customers manage their appointment when it's booked by you or your staff on their behalf. This in case they do need to cancel, they can do it themselves. Sometimes students do email. You can set it up to booking, but if they do have something that comes up, they can cancel it without having you notified, and you will get the notification through your email. Now we do have a publishing option right here, which you can show this on your booking page, or you can have it not. This is again for departmental items that you don't want it to go public. Next, availability options. Okay, so this scheduling process, again, you can tell them when you want the scheduling of times. So this is in 30-minute increments right now. Minimum lead time. This is how much time basically they can set up an appointment. So right now it's under 24 hours, or basically the next day. So if you want to, for me, I typically bring this down to about an hour. So it just gives a little bit of leeway for students to actually register during the same day. Because sometimes things just happen and they really need your help. And if they can see that you have some available hours, then they can basically meet with you. Here for the service, this is your general availability. Basically, since this is office hours and our context, student success hours, you can make it specifically for that time. Say that you only have Mondays from 9 a.m. to noon. And then Wednesday, we have the same schedule, 9 a.m. till noon. But let's say that you actually are still on campus. This is probably lunchtime or at class. So we'll say we come back at 2 to 5. So we're going to split those. Again, you can change these. You can delete it if you want to. Say that you are not bookable on Fridays, so it's only Monday through Thursday. You can change it to have it at nighttime, and you can even set it during certain days of the week, or certain dates, sorry. Next, assigning staff. Right now, if this is your only calendar, you do not have to assign staff. In fact, you can probably toggle this because really you're the only staff member, so they don't really need to select you. If you want to keep it, all they do would be select you when they do their bookings page, or they just have whatever staff is available. So I'm going to go ahead and untoggle that since it's only me. Custom fields. Alright, so this is a nice area when you have a particular service. Here you can already see as default for the original service that they create. They currently have customer email, phone number, customer address, and customer notes selected, and customer email as required. For us, we probably want to keep maybe customer notes and a customer email just to be safe in case they decide to use a different email than their Sanjak email. Here, we can also add custom. Now you can add it as a text question, which would be similar to customer notes, or typically like a drop-down question. So, you're going to say, let's ask what course of study they are. And they could be 2301. Now I'm just going to add 3 for right now. So they can select that course of study. And then you will hit Save Changes. And let's go ahead and add another drop down. And we're going to say type of meeting. So face-to-face, Zoom, Teams, or let's go GroupMe. Just to add some fun little ways. Now you may have different ways of communicating to have the type of meeting, but these are ways that you may end up having for them to pick. Okay? And then you want to make sure that you select and hit required if you want to make sure students do pick these types before they book their meeting. Alright, next is a brand new feature that looks like they've just added called notifications. So, you can enable text message notifications for your students. You can notify the business via email when bookings is created, meeting invite. Those I would probably keep. You may want to add an email, so timing, maybe 15 minutes before. Send to all attendees just to be safe. And this could be where you can put the message. So, again, This is they will have a default, and then there's going to be an actual message from you. And this is the brand new one, follow-up emails. So you can now have a follow-up email automatically sent. So maybe a day after, just to check up on them. And you can enter whichever message you like. Okay, that's cool. Glad that they're still adding new items. So let's hit Save Changes, and now it's going to save all that info into our service. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new service real quick. Nothing different on this one, but I'm going to say this is faculty advising. Okay, so same info. We're going to say the duration's probably going to be 15 minutes. And only one number of attendees. Now, when you do create your own service, not the default, it will allow you to change the number of attendees. So this one we're not going to have a buffer time. We're going to put it also for, let's say, 2 hours, so you can see the difference that's going on. Increments 15. And we're going to keep all this stuff, but we're going to make type of meeting again required. Okay. Alright, so I want to save changes. Again, once you start getting your custom fields in, if you're going to be using them for different items, again, they save, makes it a lot easier. So here in the service hours, you can also see any upcoming appointments, service details, calendar availability, and of course, which staff are assigned. Okay, so that's our services. Here under business information, this is where you can change whatever you would like to change. You can change emails, phones, wherever you want the replies to be sent to. Your logo, if you want to put a logo, fancy logo. Again, you can change your business hours right here. This is new. So looks like they're adding, again, more stuff. So this will probably be a later video as it looks like it's being built. So next, bookings page. Okay. So on the bookings page itself, we can change the following. Business page access control. So we can disable direct search engine index by booking page, require one-time password to create bookings. Those wouldn't mess with just because it adds some barriers. And then this is show a personal data collection. I wouldn't mess with. Default scheduling, always going to be there. Again, we can change the default to the 1 hour if we wanted to. Customize your page. So this is where you can have different colors. You can just have some fun with it. Let's go ahead and make it Sanjak light blue. And region and time zone. Okay. So you can show them in slots in business time zone, or make sure that's in central time. Sometimes this gets changed. So I will always double check this. Same thing with your services and your settings. Definitely always make sure that they're correct. There you go, Sanjay Blue. Okay, so now that you got your booking, you can see nothing's booked right now for calendar. We're going to go to the booking page, and this is going to be your link. This is the link to your bookings page. Now, you can copy it and add it to wherever you would like to. You can even configure it again if you've accidentally made a mistake before when you were setting up. You can email this link, or you can even embed it into Blackboard or YouTube or any other site that you like to embed with. I would probably just copy the link and put it into your announcement. So we'll click the link, and this is what students are going to see. Okay, so again, this is your student or whoever wants to book with you. This is what they're going to see. Now, again, I have two services. As you can see, one has description, one doesn't. One will tell you how long it is, and that's online. And one that is not online. So again, I just want to show you exactly what it looks like when you set up your services. So if a student clicks on one, notice that now they cannot pick staff. And it will show exactly times that they can work. Since at the time of this recording, it is where they can book today. Unfortunately, I can't show you how that works for today's, but it is broken down to where they do get an hour between. So we're going to go ahead and book someone for student success hours at 11 a.m. And their name is going to be Billy Bob. And they're going to post their email. And they're going to pick face-to-face. Which, again, since this is supposed to be online, since we clicked for automatic teams, maybe you want to put your location also with the face-to-face. And we're going to say they're part of 2302. Now they're going to book the meeting. Which again takes a little bit. But once it's booked, again, you're going to receive notifications. So let's see. We should receive the notification soon. There it goes. Took you a little bit. But as you can see, it automatically is now put into my Outlook calendar. So that I can also know when I have a student success appointment. Plus, we're going to have two, there's notifications. Two notifications coming in. So, it is set up at 11 a.m. Now, let me go back to the bookings. I'm going to keep this open so we can also cancel that booking so you can see here. Now, since this has been refreshed, we go to student success hours. Notice now it's no longer 9:30, 10, because someone booked 11 to 11:30. It's now have that buffering time, so the next person will book at these times. And so it automatically sets up. So let's go ahead and show faculty advising. Now, they can pick the staff member. They can go anyone. This is great if it's tutorials and you do have other people collaborating with you. and you would like them to pick staff members. But notice that as well, because I have buffering for student success hours, it has changed for this one as well. Because they can no longer book at 11. Now this is set up for 15 minutes, so you don't see as much of the 15-minute break. But we're going to go ahead and say that this person's going to book at 10:30. And Billy Bob, we're going to say this is Jilly Bob. And right now I do have the email as optional, but of course they see it, they're going to put it in, and they may add their phone number. Now if you're going to have text messaging, you may want them to put their phone number in for their scheduling. That is going to be up to you. And let's say they want to do on Zoom. So here, again, also I can put Zoom in the link right here. I would probably keep it with the description though, or with the email reminder. Especially if it's just going to be Zoom. You can make a service that's just Zoom if they want a Zoom meeting. So they're going to book, and we're going to give it a little bit. So again, this is how the student will see it. So this is their upcoming bookings, and they can come back to confirm this from their page. But see, there it is already set up. I'm probably going to get the emails in just a sec. But let's say the Student Success Hour one wants to go ahead and cancel. So they will click cancel and can click cancel booking. And when they do that, right here on our calendar, again, it's going to take a little bit to update, but there's the cancel. And notice that now it will state that it's been canceled and scrubbed out, as we get multiple of those. So again, if I refresh my bookings page, our student success hours is going to be a little bit different. Why is it different? Well, guess what? We still had an appointment for faculty advising. So it still puts in the buffering for that one as well. And it's mostly also because it's a 15-minute one, so the next one should start 15 minutes from then. Okay? So, now I have it available, but because I have an appointment now at 10:30 to 10:45, the next appointment won't start till 10:45. So I would probably advise maybe having a buffer in both of them just to be safe, but that is going to be up to you. So let's say this is our faculty advising. If they need to reschedule, let's say all of a sudden something happened in the morning, they have to reschedule for later, they can update. Our calendar will update to it. And now it's been rescheduled. So again, if this gets refreshed, and I select student success hours, notice that the times have rechanged. So there may be, the best thing that it's going to do is try to avoid conflicts in scheduling, especially if you have multiple services going on. It does that very well. Now, if somehow you get a notification that you have an email or basically a meeting for the college or for something else, like you need to take the time off, again, it will update your times available. It will always do your available times. So if a new meeting has come up with school and you put it into your Outlook calendar, it will automatically link up to your bookings calendar, So students will see that you're not available for that. So again, it will load up here in this calendar, and we'll have this busy signal. Okay. So that is the basics of bookings. Again, if you have any questions or you want to know different things, if you see something that you go, huh, that's interesting, you can definitely send me an email, let me know, and we'll look into it and maybe even create more videos as we go through. Go ahead and cancel this. And again, that's it. So it was nice showing you the path of bookings. Please, again, let me know if you have any questions or need any more help.